Monday, February 24th, 2020. I hereby declare this meeting of the Howell Township Zoning Board to be open, adequate notice having been given pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act in the following manner. First, on December 6, 2019, a copy of said notice was mailed to the Asbury Park Press and the Tri-Town News. Second, on December 6, 2019, a copy of said notice was hand-delivered to the clerk of the Township of Howell. Third, on December 6, 2019, said notice was posted in the office of the Zoning Board and on the bulletin board in the Howell Township Municipal Building, 4567 Route 9, Howell Township, New Jersey. In accordance with the Fire Prevention Code and your safety, please be advised that this facility is designed with 2 emergency exits, which are on your right at the front and rear of the meeting room. Furthermore, smoking is not permitted in the municipal building. Please take note that this meeting is being videotaped for possible future broadcast on Howell Township TV 77. This meeting is a judicial proceeding. Any questions or comments must be limited to the issues of what the board may legally consider in reaching their decision, and the decorum appropriate to a judicial hearing must be maintained at all times.
Thank you, Eileen. Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, you may. Mr. Hughes?
Here.
Mr. Mertens has been excused. Mr. Moretti?
Present, my microphone's still not working.
I can hear you.
Tap it.
That's my normal voice.
No.
That's my normal voice. I'm very loud.
Is the light on?
I'm very loud.
Did the light come on?
No. Present.
Okay, thank you. Mr. O'Donnell?
Here.
Mr. Orozco has been excused. Mr. Saya has been excused. Mr. Cantor?
Here.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Here.
And Chairman Nansen.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Eileen. Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Tropley, you mind swearing in the professionals, please?
I do.
The record should reflect that Mr. Cunliffe, Ms. Beam, and Mr. Howard have all been sworn.
Thank you, Mr. Tropley. Approval of minutes.
We have no minutes this evening.
Vouchers.
No vouchers.
Wow. Correspondence.
Yes, I have an email from Sal Alfieri. He's the attorney for Bennett Road Associates, which is on tonight's agenda.
Yes.
And he sent me an email this afternoon after I spoke to him and asked if we could please carry this application to the April 13th agenda without the requirement of renoticing. And he's granted the board an extension on the approvals or the application through April 30th, 2020.
Okay. April 30th. Do we have a date? Do we have a
April 13th.
April 13th?
Glenn's going to have to sign this now, right?
Okay, Charlie, just for the sake of the board members, do you want to just kind of bring everybody up to date on what we discussed today?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So prior to the last scheduled hearing for the application, I had issued a review letter which indicated some discrepancies with the stormwater management report, some of the routing and the flows coming from the stormwater management system. I was in agreement that the proposed system met all the requirements per the township and state ordinance. Applicant and I have been in correspondence with trying to refine their stormwater management design to get it to where it needs to be. It's still not there yet, but it's working in that direction. I've been in correspondence with Mr. Murphy today, and I think they're close. And it's my full expectation that at the April 13th meeting, they'll have, full set of plans and revised stormwater management reports submitted to the board for our consideration at that meeting. So
Okay.
that's where we're at.
Okay. Matt, on the illegal businesses, have that ceased?
Yes, they moved them out probably in January.
Okay.
So just with more delays, it's really on their time now. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and we do regularly check in. We're gonna make sure that they're not there anymore, and it's just strictly a code enforcement issue at that point.
Okay, I'm just following up, because I know they were supposed to have a report on that tonight, so, but just, that's good.
You're going to carry it? Or you?
Yeah, okay, application, case number BA 1409A2, Bennett Road Associates. This, anyone in the audience? Nope, seeing none. This case is going to be, case is going to be carried to April 13th, 2020. Wow. I was saying, what, 2000, what, 10 years ago, or 20 years ago? Boy. And they have given us an extension of time to April 30th, 2020.
The only other thing I have is the last New Jersey Planners Association sent out the booklets, which everybody got probably a meeting or so ago. That training class is coming up, and that is in April as well. I'll send everybody an email, and then if you can get back to me and let me know if you're going to be attending, so I can schedule it and have you registered. And any new members like you, Matt, you have to come, though.
And by the way, lucky for you that you know the teacher.
And this year, it's going to be at the Marlboro High School.
Marlboro High School.
Yes.
Yeah, we had Jen last year.
Yeah, Jen is doing the
I've
beginner
had-
class this year.
Doing the what?
I'm doing the mandatory training this year, I think.
Ah, so you
I'll
have,
be there. I haven't gotten 100%, but I will definitely be there, but I think I'm doing the mandatory training this
They
year.
may all go to that one then.
Well, whatever. I'm there.
who's doing the events, do you know?
I know that Bob Munoz is the attorney, but I don't know who the planner is yet. I can find out. I can let you know. I can easily find that out.
Just tell them we need a zoning board planner.
I don't think that that's on their
I know.
to-do list,
I
but
know, it
You're
never
set.
happens.
because I'm very good.
Yes.
you have to
That's
take a
good for him.
test.
Good for him.
You have to take a test, but I'm very transparent on the items that are on the test. Don't put that on the record.
And that's all I have.
You accept apples?
I would rather have a bagel, but okay.
So done.
And a cup of coffee.
Cream cheese?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so we took care of the case, okay. Case before us, case number BA 1918.
Before, resolution, we have one resolution on there.
We do?
Yes,
Oh, I went right past it.
sorry.
Oh, I know what it was, we went to the adjournment of the.
Yes.
Okay. Case number BA 1519X, Gross and Gross Associates. Resolution granting extension of time. Eligible voters, Hughes, Mertens, Moretti, O'Donnell, Orozco, Cantor, and Sayat. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Hughes,
Second?
seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. Have a roll call, please.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Moretti?
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mr. Cantor?
Yes.
Motion carries, resolutions memorialized. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay, now we can go. I gotta get this chair. Keeps going down.
Yeah. Everybody moves it around, so we figure we drop it off in your spot.
Yeah.
I'll have to fix this tomorrow, but if you could sign there too, and then I'll have to change the name.
Okay, case number BA 1918, Mary Ellen Evans, use variance, bulk variance, minor subdivision. Application Mary Ellen Evans is applicant owner seeking approval to demolish an existing single-family dwelling and construct a new three-bedroom, one-story ranch-style, single-family dwelling on an unimproved street along with the asphalt driveway and new septic system premises known as Block 153, Lot 32, 10 Evans Lane.
That's the whole thing.
Mr.
Expiration
Chair,
date, March
I don't want to
31st,
interrupt them.
2020.
this is not a use variance.
Right. Jen had pointed out that the agenda incorrectly is marked as a use variance, so it's just
It's just the
It's a
bulk.
bulk
not
variance.
not
Correct.
a use variance, so This is
Okay.
not a supermajority that's needed, just a regular majority.
It's a bulk variance.
Okay,
It's just a simple majority.
right, I know. Okay, we were talking about it earlier. Okay, you want to come forward, Miss Evans, and if you got any other witnesses, you can sit at the table.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, need to swear her in?
That's my son.
So you're not going to testify, is it?
He doesn't need to. Yeah.
You swear or affirm that the testimony you give this evening will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, and state your name for the record.
Mary Ellen Evans.
Very good, have a seat.
What brings you to us, Miss Evans?
I thought I was going to complete a simple project of just a
Good luck with
tear
that.
down and
Yeah.
rebuild. Yeah, and it's become bigger than I thought with absorbing funds, fees for different things. But I'm needing your approval.
Okay.
Let me step in and help out a little
I
bit. So, Evans Drive, you can correct me if anything I'm saying is incorrect, okay?
Evans Lane.
I'm sorry, thank you. Evans Lane is a paper street on our tax maps. However, they have a driveway, right now it's gravel, correct?
No, it's blacktop. And my
All the way
mother-
back?
Yeah.
Okay,
My
so
mother
it's,
pays for that.
it's improved,
Yeah.
and even though it's what, 12 feet wide?
Yes.
So it's not the full width of what we would consider a township road, even though technically it's a paper street on our tax maps as a road. If you go back, it's off Casino Drive, if any of you guys don't know where it is, and it goes back, it's between Casino Drive and West Farms Road, basically, right? As you-
Opposite Ketchum Road.
Right, so if you go off Casino, you're heading towards West Farms, right? Because West Farms is a little bit to the
That's
south
the
of you.
next street over.
Right, it's a little
Yeah.
to the south of you.
Yeah.
So, what the request is to demolish an existing small home
Right.
and build a 3-bedroom home, which in my opinion, considering what we've seen, is still modest in size. But the issue is that because it's a driveway, technically 12 feet wide, it's on an unimproved street.
Correct.
Right.
So that's why she's here, because technically that driveway, now how long have you been in the house?
My family has been there close to 80 years.
Right, but how long have you been in the house?
Me, you want to know my age?
No, I don't know.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
want to know
no.
how old you are. I want to know how long you've been in the house.
But that's how long I've been there.
Okay.
42 years.
All right. Well, you didn't have to tell me that.
Oh, you didn't-
So, and in all that time that you've been in that house, it's just been that 12-foot drive, correct?
Yes.
It's never been like a full width road.
No.
And if you guys are familiar with it, it comes off of Casino, it extends to the south and kind of loops around, right? It has like a loop around at the
There's a
end,
bend, yep.
and then it comes back out. Like, it doesn't connect to anything, it's not connecting to any subdivisions. The only reason that she's here is because technically, if you look at a tax map, it's supposed to be a public street.
Right.
It's never been a public street.
And it never
Her
will
family
be.
has, okay, so I kind of figured, I didn't know this for a fact, but I kind of figured considering her last name is Evans and the road is named Evans, that it probably your family has been there when that road was created, correct?
Yes.
I mean, otherwise it
The
would have been named something
property was
else.
landlocked when my grandmother purchased it. And
So basically, the only reason that she's here is because it's a driveway. And so let me ask you a question. How many houses are accessed from that driveway?
2 houses on the forefront.
So they're
One
on
renter.
Casino?
They're on Evans Lane.
They come out, the driveways come out onto Evans?
When you enter the driveway, there are houses on both sides.
Okay,
Just,
so that's
so
2,
that's the farm and then another house.
right?
And then you come down Evans Lane,
Right.
around the bend. That's 10 Evans Lane you'll
Right.
meet. And then further up is my mother's house, the main house we live in.
So it's 4 houses total.
Right.
And none of them have direct access off Casino, right? It's just those 4 homes?
Right.
Okay, so I mean, that's, the reason that she's here, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is because on the tax maps, that's supposed to be a public street, so it's supposed to be full width,
Right.
paved, the pavement section is supposed to be, but it's 4 homes, and are all 4 homes owned like by your family?
No, two,
The two in the back.
yes,
So the two that are up front are owned by somebody else.
right.
And they have like an easement to use the driveway
Up to that bend.
up to them.
They own half on each side, up to the bend.
Okay.
So it's part of each one of the property owners has
Rights to the
deeded
driveway.
rights to the driveway.
So let me ask you a question. Like, let's say it snows a half a foot. Who is responsible for,
Very frustrating.
right? So you're responsible for the
Yeah.
whole length.
We're responsible for maintaining the driveway, blacktopping the driveway. It's very expensive, as you would know.
Yeah.
We have to get it done in sections. We have to cut back the branches, mow the sides on the, obviously the
and
grass
snow
sides,
clear it.
leaving up, yes. And we have to plow the driveway ourselves.
Yeah. Okay,
I wish
I mean,
that
so
was
this, like, so
different.
if we were to, and I'm not advocating that we should, I'm just letting you know this, if we were to require a full width roadway, this is something, and I hate to say this, but this is on her right now. If we do it as a public street, then it becomes a township issue,
exactly.
which I don't think the
I don't
township
think,
wants.
it
so-
never has been, so why should
I,
it be now?
I agree, and I don't really think that what she's asking for is, I mean, she's not asking for a 6-bedroom house, she's asking for a 3-bedroom house.
Okay, that's fine. Now, let's cross another bridge real quick. Lot 31, that's beyond you?
The house we live in.
No. I can't read
Oh,
my
lot
plan.
31, that's in the back of us?
Back of you is,
I was gonna ask about that.
what were you gonna ask?
Well, I'm aware that, a couple purchased 6 lots in the back of us leading to West Farms
Sorry.
Road. And from lot 30, you're speaking of?
31.
31 is, where we live,
I thought you were 30.
32.
Or you're
31 is the
32.
main property where my mother and, family live.
So, lot 31 is your mom's.
Right. Hazel.
Okay, now, does she have a house there? On 31, is there a house?
Yes, that's where we live.
Yeah, I don't have it on this drawing.
I think the confusion is if you look at this drawing that was submitted, the green dot is on lot 32.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me, like, I don't need to cut you off, Mr. Chair. The house that you're looking to replace, is that on lot 31, or is it on lot 32?
Hers
32.
hers is the green dot.
Yeah,
Hers is the green dot.
Right.
Hers are-
There's an existing
her
house.
parents are at 31.
Closer to the road,
closer to the road, yes.
correct.
As soon as you come around the bend, that's 10 Evans Lane.
Correct.
And then further up is 20, which is my mother's home, lot 31.
So
So-
are there 2 houses or 1 house?
Separate lots.
Separate lots.
Two separate
2
lots.
houses.
Okay.
Okay, now, okay, so my next question, 30, lot 30.
That's south.
What were you? So lot 30 is in the rear of my mother's property.
Okay,
And that's part of a new subdivision. It looks like the couple bought 6 acres there leading to West Farms Road.
but that goes to West Farms Road, correct?
Right.
They would not be access to
No,
Evans Lane.
no, but I was gonna ask a question later on. Maybe I
go-
shouldn't ask it now.
Ask that question now.
That if in the future they establish this development, would we be able to connect to that and dedicate our road to the township to maintain?
Well, you would have to provide a full-width road. You would have to do the construction, then dedicate it. The town won't come in and do it.
Okay,
You know, that would be all on you. That's what Jennifer was saying earlier. If we would require that as part of this approval, that would be all on you. And the same way at that time, if you did a dedication, you're still gonna have to do the road improvements, then dedicate it to the township,
understood.
okay?
Wow, okay.
You know, I would status quo right now. That's what I would do if I were you.
Yeah, do the improvements and dedicate it.
Yeah, no, I would leave it alone now.
Oh, right.
Now, if the development comes in and they want to use access off of there, then that would be between you and that developer to do the improvements.
Strongly encourage, if a developer wants to come in and use Evans Lane,
Right.
Have them do it.
Have
they're
them
gonna
do it.
have to improve it to the full width
Yep.
that the township requires for a township road and the full pavement section, like depth-wise.
Right, mm-hmm.
Do not offer to do that.
Yeah, let
You
them
should
do
not
that
offer to do
at that time.
Let them do that.
And then they can get the approvals at that time, that they do this development.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't offer to do that.
No, don't.
Understood.
That's why I was telling you that.
Let them do that.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they wanna use that as a
Killing me already.
public street, then let them improve that to
Got
the
ya.
full width of the public street. You don't need that. You
No.
have a house there now.
Right.
You're just replacing.
Yeah, just
a
leave it
smaller
alone.
house with a modest sized house. You don't need to do that right now. Otherwise, we would have to have, what is the full width of the tax map? A 20-foot wide cartway with a 30-foot wide right of way.
With curbs and sidewalk too.
Don't do that.
I got you.
You don't
Thank
do that
you.
for one house? That's crazy.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't know that I have any subdivision applications for that.
No, I think it's probably part of the housing element and fair share plan, because I know that there's a development close to where you are.
Oh, okay,
In that plan, it probably hasn't come to us yet.
right.
So that's something that, let me be
In
very
the
clear.
future, think about it.
When it comes to that,
Right,
and it's dealing with your driveway,
right.
you need to negotiate very
No, I'll have an attorney in regards to
100%.
that, most definitely.
100%, because it's
Yeah.
gonna impact traffic in front of your house.
Most definitely.
And all that stuff, you need to, but that's later. We haven't seen any applications, and they probably wouldn't come to us anyway, they would go to the planning board.
Right.
But if and when that comes, you will be noticed
Right,
by certified mail. That's when we need to speak up about it,
okay.
okay?
Thank you.
Because that's something that they should have to finance, and you need to understand what the impact to you is gonna be.
Right. Okay.
Okay, Charles,
Yep.
let's clean everything else up. You know, what other variants and waivers do we need?
So, yeah, do that.
Yes.
Do that first, Matt.
Real quick, I just pulled up Google Maps here. I think just for everyone's benefit, we can get a better idea of what's going on with all the houses and the lots. This view without the aerial actually superimposes the block and lot, the lot lines on it. So if you want to just explain, coming in from Ketchum Road and Casino Road, these are the two houses.
Which one is Ketchum?
Ketchum's up
Across
here.
Casino.
Okay, so.
So
this
these,
is-
these are the two
this is
houses.
the farm right here, right? With the White House.
Right.
Yeah.
The Pearson's farm,
Yes, it is.
that's the Pearson's farm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm very familiar with that.
So here's,
Oh, you are.
Okay.
so these are the two houses that you had
Yeah.
talked about.
This-
That
this is
are
the
also
farm
on-
Right here,
Okay. These are the two houses on
Yes,
Evans
it
Lane,
is.
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah,
cut,
these are all access. Yep,
Now, where's Evans Lane?
it's right
That
here.
is.
That is Evans
That
Lane.
is Evans Lane, okay.
So basically, on the tax map, it shows up as a public street, but really it's a driveway.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm just looking at it
So
right
as you
now.
go all the way to the south, towards West Farms,
There's her mom's house.
That,
so
right.
it just turns to a
Right.
loop on your mother's property, lot 31, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And how long is this
Oh,
from,
It's almost a half mile off the main
I
road.
think it's a little
responsible
longer
for
than that.
Yeah.
now is that,
Pretty good distance.
you got, that's a
This has
public
been
road, anybody
very-
can get on that?
Expensive and cumbersome for us.
So, not for nothing, and I just wanna
You
say
didn't
this
have to
kind of,
come.
I mean, it's obvious
He
on
told
the
you not to
record,
come.
but off the record,
Mhm.
if a developer comes in and needs to use that, it's probably to your benefit, because then you will no longer be responsible to maintain it and plow it. But don't offer that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, just
It's
stay
not
away
just
from
paving
that.
it, it could be stormwater management.
Right, well, it could be stormwater management, right, he's right, it
Yeah,
could be drainage, it could be, there,
A lot
These are
more.
the people.
which you don't.
Which they have the money for.
Correct.
Yeah,
You don't need to
let
worry
them
about
do it.
Okay.
Let them do it. Okay.
Now, I have a question. Now, that's an open road though, right?
No,
No.
It's a driveway.
no, it's
It's
a
a
dead end
driveway.
Connect
road.
to anything.
It's a dead end road.
Dead end road, because I noticed you have a property gate there.
So we, on the plans, yes, I proposed the gate because We have an issue with people joyriding.
They come right down there. I
Yeah.
know. I hear the complaints from Pearson.
Oh, okay.
I-
Yes, and,
I
yeah.
used to bale that hay right there.
Oh, wow.
Now he does it now.
Okay.
Okay.
And so, wow.
So, Mr. Chairman, a couple things that, with the gate, would you have an issue with providing a Knox box? So that's just if there's a fire and a fire
Right.
company needs to get there, they can get through the gate. Would you have an issue with providing that?
No.
Okay.
You know what that is, right?
Yes, but I need to know the next steps. Am I required to have an attorney involved? Is there a
No.
separate?
No.
Oh, okay.
You would need to reach out to the fire department and find out what kind of lockbox
Yes.
it has to, yes, Jennifer?
No, I was just reading Mr.
Oh, okay. You would need to reach out to the fire department, and find out what type of lockbox. Do they even provide them anymore, or
They
I
used
don't
to.
know that now.
They used
But
to.
just,
if
I know they
don't,
used to.
They'll let you know exactly what they
Yeah,
need.
what
to
make
get
and
through.
model, and they'll get it for, they'll provide that information for you.
And then
Okay.
you have to install that to where if there is an emergency call down there, they can get through the gate.
Usually, you keep a key inside that box, they open the box with their key, and then they can open the gate with your key that's in that box.
Okay,
It's like a realtor, but, yeah.
okay.
But you will be required to have that,
Understood, makes sense.
okay?
Thank you.
It's just a technical thing that we missed in our letter. So technically, it's in the ARE2 zone. The lot area is 1.77 acres. There is a loophole exemption in the ordinance that's section 188-52 that says if lots have existed prior to July of 1981, they're subject to the ARE1 requirements. Am I correct with that? So you've lived there for 42 years. It's 2000, so that's at least 1978.
Boy,
88. Yes.
So, so the lots existed, so it would seem that it would be exempted from the lot area requirements. As far as lot frontage, we already talked, it's not on a public street. The driveway width, so from the private Evans Lane, the driveway's over 150 feet. The ordinance says that its minimum width shall be 20 feet for fire access. Would you have any issue with widening at least the straight portion of your driveway to 20 feet so that if a fire truck does need to get up to extinguish a fire, they can get up that close? Yeah, I don't know the length of how far a hose can shoot water or anything like that. So basically you have a 12-foot wide driveway and then it splits off into two sections. Would you have an issue with widening that straight section to 20 feet so a fire truck could pull up if they needed to?
And I want to understand and be clear that you're speaking specifically in front of
Just-
10 Evans?
Just your driveway. Yeah, just your driveway. So, if a fire truck were to pull in just on Evans Lane, it's quite a distance for them to try to,
The driveway that leads to the house?
yes. Would you have an issue with widening that to 20?
No, that
and
won't be an
it
issue.
does not have to be asphalt.
Could be gravel.
Okay,
It can be gravel.
Okay.
If you want an asphalt driveway up, you could asphalt 12 feet, but the width of the gravel on each side, would need to be out 20 feet. You follow what I'm
Could
saying?
be pavers, could be anything of that
They have-
like.
They have this thing called landscape pavers, which
Yeah.
looks like grass. I mean, I know this is the front yard to your house.
yeah,
Okay, so what I will say is landscape pavers are a little bit more expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but
They're grass.
they look like grass, but they're structurally sound enough for a
It's real grass, but it
it's like a
supports a
concrete
truck.
cell. It looks like an open cell where the grass grows through it, so.
oh, yes, I know what
It's a
you're
little
saying.
bit structurally more stable than just regular grass, but for
It's
your
cheaper
front
than
yard,
asphalt.
it will look like grass.
Yes.
So in the event that like a fire truck has to come up, they can do it, but
Right,
it's not gonna look crappy in front of your front yard. So it's a little bit more expensive to do a landscape paver. It's totally up to you, but from an aesthetic, listen, if it were my front yard, I'd be like, oh, because I don't want gravel on either side of my driveway, you know what I mean? Aesthetically, that may not look great, but a
Right.
landscape paver is gonna give them the stability that they need if they have to get up to your house.
mm-hmm,
So I would just suggest that you commit to providing something that's 20-foot wide and structurally can handle a fire truck, and then it's up to you whether you want to pave it, whether you wanna put gravel there or you wanna put the landscape pavers.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so that we wanna make sure that in the event that a fire happens, somebody can help you, that's all.
Okay. And you see how that looks like a wishbone coming up there?
You're not
So
swimming
that
the
was
whole
a-
way, right?
No, I'm just talking until the driveway splits. So the first,
Up until it goes
Wishbone.
like into the U, so it's just the straight section.
yeah.
Just a
Well,
straight
okay.
section.
Yeah, so a fire truck, if they needed to, they could pull into there and
They're not
Understood.
gonna go closer to the house than that anyway, but it's enough for them to get close enough to help you in the event that something happens. But I don't wanna commit you to something because there are all different levels of like financial commitment.
Right,
Whether
right.
it's, you might wanna just widen out the driveway with pavement, that might be the easiest way. Gravel's not gonna look the greatest.
No, we've been there, done that.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
But the landscape
Anything.
pavers is something you should look at. You
Yeah.
should compare the two, because landscape pavers, it will look exactly like you show it. It will look like grass. But they can use that width.
And I planned on that because there's a proposed garage for the future. And I planned on paving up to that portion around there.
Right, but he's
So-
not even saying.
I know, he's saying just that
Just the straight
straight away.
portion.
Just the
yes.
straight.
So that's not a problem.
Okay.
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 The other thing, Charles, you want to address the garage right now?
Yeah, so that's in the future, or so what's gonna go there in the interim? Is that gonna be paved parking area to it now? Is it,
I would ask for it now.
yeah. I
Ask
would
for
say
it
so.
now while you're
And then-
here.
No, that's why I did want to.
Yeah, so, and then
Yeah.
also, the architecturals kind of show a more elongated porch on the back.
Right.
So is it your intent, you want to be able to build that full porch, not just the small staircase coming out of the
Right.
back? All
In
right.
the future, yes, that's what I'm asking for.
Okay, so what I would say, Mr. Chairman, is I would take no exception to those. I think that they are well under both the impervious and the building coverage for the lot. I would just ask that that your engineer update the calculations for the
Yes.
percentages on the plans as part of resolution
I
compliance.
did
Should the
speak
board,
to him about it.
should the board rule favorably. As far as the utilities, so you have existing well and septic, you're abandoning the existing septic and putting in a new system.
Correct.
So you'll get, Howell Township, Monmouth County Board of Health approval for that, and then also certificate of abandonment and all that
Right.
stuff, okay? There's a propane tank in the back there, is that staying?
That's, no,
Okay,
because we're going with all electric.
okay. And you have easements for all the poles and everything, utilities that service the property,
Yeah.
okay?
It was disconnected. I had the disconnect letter also
Okay.
from JCP&L. It was disconnected in August.
So in order to reconnect, they're gonna require to make sure you have all the proper approvals on their end as far as access and things like that to hook up to
Yeah.
the new dwelling.
I have a question. Your power, is that overhead all the way
Yes.
back? Okay. Y'all have to maintain that, or JCP&L maintain?
JCP&L does that.
Okay, good.
Thank God.
Do they have an easement? Do they have an easement back? Is that a power easement?
I'm not sure.
Do you know?
I'm not sure.
So,
I think they would have
It's
to
a
have
paper
it.
street, so that's a public right of way. So they may not
yeah,
need
the,
an
the,
easement.
the pole kind of goes over the property though, yeah, so.
Yeah,
you-
but it's a actually, it's private. I know it's,
Technically, a paper street is a public road on our tax maps.
okay.
So what I would say, Mr. Chairman, is JCP&L to put in the new connection, they're required on their end to make sure that they have all prior, approvals for the pole and the overhead wires to service the dwelling.
Okay.
What I would say with the stormwater management, anytime we see a new dwelling, we require the roof leaders be connected to either a rain garden or a dry well. Do you have any issue with that?
No, the contractor will take care of it.
Okay. And then just note it, that they are going to be required to get a freehold soils application approval just because it's
Right.
over the 5,000 square feet. Any tree clearing anticipated with it? It's
No.
all a cleared grassed area and everything like that?
Yes.
Okay. And then it's in my letter, I have a couple plat requirements, just indicating the height of the structure clearly, showing the 200-foot property on the key map, listing the lot width. It's all straightforward in the letter. It's more so clerical items that need to be addressed by the applicant's engineer on there, updating the building coverage and lot coverage calculations. Applicant said there's no tree removal, so, that can be struck from it. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman,
The
right now.
lot frontage,
That's a variance
I
because
know.
they're not fronting on a public.
Yeah, so
Right,
that's,
so they need a variance for that.
and then it's a technical waiver for providing curb and sidewalk. Obviously, this is a private lane. You know, the applicant put testimony over 2,600 feet off the roadway. There's no curb and sidewalk anywhere. That just, you know, it's a board's prerogative, but I would take no issue with the board granting relief of that requirement.
I'm not gonna, I don't think we need a donation to the sidewalk fund either.
I would, no, I would agree with that, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you.
That's all I have.
Being the driveway, are we gonna have to waive the street trees?
Yes,
Okay, they'll need a waiver for that.
yes.
Street lighting, all of that. That's all clear, just clarity in the record.
I agree.
What else? That's it.
One other item. Ask the board to waive the water and sewer fees. We're not,
We can't waive that. That's something this board can't do.
Council for that.
Yeah.
You have to go to the town council.
town
Yeah.
council?
You have to ask the council.
Ugh.
We're not at liberty to waive any type of fees.
Okay,
I would reach out to the administrator and see what exactly he would need.
and who is that?
The township administrator is Brian.
Gagan. Gagan, Geoghegan. And I would do that, like if you're approved tonight, I would start that process because once you get through resolution compliance and you come to engineering here, they will flag your entire project until that's taken care of, so.
Okay,
You don't want to wait.
I would just go
Okay.
tomorrow and start that process.
okay. More fees?
Well, you just ask him to waive the fees and see what he says.
Okay.
I mean, it's an existing house and you're on well accepted. I don't think so.
Right.
If there could be, there would be.
And I would say it that way too. That it's
Okay.
an existing house, you're just,
Thank you.
That it, Charles? Jen, any further?
I'm good.
Matt? Board, you don't have any questions or?
Nope.
Okay, can I have a motion to open to public?
Make a motion to open it to public?
Make a motion by Mr. Moretti. Seconded by Mr. Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Is there anyone in the public wish to come forward and make a comment or ask a
You
question?
better sit down and not move, right? Mom is
Okay,
gonna
can I
take
have a
care of
motion?
Motion to close.
Motion by Mr. O'Donnell,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Moretti. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you all.
Okay. Ron, do you need any clarity on, or do you have enough notes, or?
The only question I had, which I can check the map, is where exactly will the gate be placed on Evans Lane? Yeah. Do we know exactly where it's going to go?
The map shows it.
What was
So
that?
the gate would be a little bit past my driveway.
So it's at the northwest corner of the property.
Is that sufficient, Charlie, for your
Right there.
purposes?
That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's depicted on the plan.
Okay. That was all.
Okay.
Thank you.
No other clarification?
Nope.
Okay, I just have one comment. The fire department depicted that that was a 20-foot lane down through there. I know where, knowing the property, I know what they were talking about.
Right of way.
Between the fences, if you look at the clearing between the fences,
It looks 20 feet.
it's over 20 feet, all the way back. But the roadway is only a paved roadway. But both sides of that roadway, except a certain certain section, you got a little ditch on one side, and then it's pretty drivable all the way
Yeah.
back. But except that one little ditch, that was the only narrow spot back by the field, just before you
Before you
get to
come
the end
around.
of that farm on the left, it gets a little narrow right there, but, you know, I don't think they'll have any problems, so, but that,
I mean, I think that her commitment to widen out her driveway to
Yes.
20 feet or at least structurally to 20 feet, I think if there's, you said there's 4 homes on this road, right?
Right.
yeah,
So in the event that there's an emergency, I would venture to guess the whole 12-foot wide driveway would be allocated to emergency.
Exactly.
purposes. I really don't see that there's an issue. We may
Okay.
just want to clarify with them that the roadway width is 12 feet or the driveway width is 12 feet, but they're committed to widening it out to get back to
Yeah.
their house.
yeah,
That's-
okay. I just wanted to say that, because
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw that in the fire letter.
And
So,
the gate would have to be wide enough to,
It is.
Yeah,
it's gonna be wide enough because I can't see the width. It's gonna be wide enough. Good.
okay. Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
Well, Mr. Chairman, with the testimony tonight, and just to reiterate a couple of things, the 20-foot driveway in the front of the house, adding that in. Also, with the proposed garage and porch, having the update on the coverage areas. And of course, all the outside approvals for septic and other things, the dry wells and the lockbox for the fire department. I would like to make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Have a motion by Mr. Hughes?
I'll second that, as long as all the requirements that we laid forth are met. I definitely second it.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Moretti. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Moretti?
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Yes.
Mr. Cantor?
Yes, and thank you for doing all this work to get this process moved through. It's a lot of work, I
Yes,
realize.
thank you.
Mr. Gonzalez? And Chairman Nansen?
I wanted to thank you. You did a great job. I don't think this is your first rodeo, because, you sound very professional about it. So my vote is yes, and good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Motion carries. You can contact me and I'll tell you the rest of the process.
Okay.
Because you're not done yet.
I know.
This is the heavy lift. The heavy lift is over.
Yes.
Yes, and I can breathe a little bit better.
And please, let the developer develop the road.
Oh, yes.
If necessary.
Yes,
Don't you do it.
thank
You
you
know,
very much.
and don't even volunteer it to them.
Oh, no.
Let them, whenever okay, you want to use my road, you got to take care of it,
Right.
okay? So, okay, any, huh? Yeah. That's true. Okay, any further business from the professionals? Nothing? Board, any?
No, sir.
Okay, just remember Eileen is going to send out notification on the class, the course. So, we got to respond, get back to her on that. So can I have a motion to adjourn?
Once that, I do have one. You said you handed out a booklet?
Yeah, I
Or was that
No,
that
it's
planner?
The planner thing that comes out, the
Oh,
schedule's
okay.
in there.
Yeah, but you said a booklet.
It's-
Okay.
April 25th.
Yes,
April 25th?
yes. Thank you, Jen.
Okay, I make a motion that, what was that?
Adjourn?
Adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Moretti, seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Zoning Board adjustment adjourned 8:20.